Welcome to the Just Music Podcast. I am your co-host, Jalen.
And I'm your other co-host, Marco.
And on this episode of the podcast, we got an up-and-coming musician, artist, songwriter, based in the Carolinas here. Very, very talented. He released a single last year called Brock's Romance, which is very, very good. Has a soul and rock, kind of classic rock Motown feel. And he's been doing a lot of shows lately. He's performed at the Luttrell with him and his band. He also has a band with his brother that we're going to talk about. And he just released his 2024 entry to the Tiny Desk contest. So, Kelly, how you doing, man?
Doing great, man. Thank you guys for having me. It's
Yeah,
always a privilege to, to talk about what you do. And yeah, no, thanks for having me.
yeah, man,
Um,
of course.
yeah.
So,
So
just to open it up, man, tell the listeners, where you're from and what got you to this point, you know,
yeah,
to pursue music.
sure. Yeah, I'm from originally from Camden, South Carolina. It's kind of pretty small little horse town, like in the middle of the state of South Carolina, kind of near like Columbia, Florence and stuff like that. And yeah, there was just nothing to do out there. Like growing up, I think the only thing we really had around was like horse fields. We weren't in the horse business, but like everybody around us, they were in the horse business and had their plots of land, and we were just kind of awkwardly in the way of all of that. Yeah, so I think about it a lot. Actually, I just kind of go back every day. I go back into those days where it was just like there was just nothing to really do other than occupy your time with your imagination. So music right away became like the elixir. But like I have two brothers. Like my younger brother Patrick, he plays drums with me in the Mo Bros, and my older brother is also a musician too, a great songwriter, musician, and he took to acting. He's actually out in LA now, but we were all just really gravitated towards music, and a lot of my early influences were mostly soul music and like Stevie Wonder and uh, Otis Redding and Al Green and um, Marvin Gaye, and
Yeah.
my mom loved that was like my mom's, she really also shared that joy too with with us, and she loved, like, Michael Jackson, and and so that was me and my brother, my younger brother, that was our, like, that's what got us into, and Ray Charles, and like the local radio station would always be playing, that genre of music as well. So that was definitely my starting point there. And uh, and then my brother and I eventually started like getting into doing like Apollo themed talent shows that were hosted at local high schools.
Gotcha.
Scariest experience as a kid, but yeah, we were doing those, and yeah, that just kind of developed into, and then our high school started noticing that we were playing to music outside of school, and then they were like, hey, you guys should play in the talent show, and and then that kind of became, the starting point for my brother and I. And I had always been writing music on my own as a kid, and up until, you know, um, and up until my brother and I started collaborating, and as well. And yeah, so that's kind of, Camden is really like, that was it's uh isolation, I think, in a way, was really the breeding ground for all of the creativity and the music for me and my brothers.
Nice, man. Because yeah, I know where Camden is. I'm from Florence, South
Oh,
Carolina.
okay. I'm sorry.
No. That's all good, man. There's between those areas like Florence, Camden, and
Yeah.
Timmonsville.
Oh,
Uh,
wow. Yeah. We lived in
summer,
Florence too, for a little bit. Yeah.
yeah, it's not too much to do, man. So, um, for you and your brothers to look to music as a way to basically to get out, that's very positive and very commendable. And your inspirations, the Al Green, Stevie Wonder, the Otis Redding, it's very, very relevant and noticeable in your music. Because I was listening to Brock's Romance, um, and what stood out to me first was just the music, the production side of it, and then you have a very distinctive voice, and I was like, who is this? and I don't even remember exactly how exactly we found you. I think it was probably somebody that we follow on Instagram. They might have posted you, and we was like, this. I remember Elliot Hay.
Oh,
Um,
well, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
shout
Yeah.
out to him.
Yeah. Shout out to Elliot. Yeah.
He's like a big music head. And I remember he came to one of our boiler rooms. This was our December boiler room, Marco.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
and he came up to me. He said, "Hey man, like, this is a really nice event. What kind of?" And he asked me, what kind of rock music I like. And then he mentioned your name because he was like, "Yeah, like, Kelly is about to, drop this song, Brock's Romance, and like I've been waiting for it." And I was like, "Okay, I'll check it out." And yeah, I was impressed, man. And then that's just how we got where we are now. Crazy how a simple plug, just a
Yeah.
simple mentioning somebody's name.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
crazy. Yeah, I didn't realize that there was a connection there. But I mean, but that doesn't surprise me because I started to know Elliot after I dropped the single, and he so kindly reached out, and I was just like, because I kind of put it out there, like I don't know, this song kind of came like kind of happened overnight, and yeah, I wasn't expecting anything, just kind of, you know. And he was kind of the first person that reached out and then kind of expressed how much he what it meant to him, and yeah, and ever since then, like Elliot we're like really good friends, and he's been getting me into not only music from like current music from artists internationally, but just like what's going on here, because like Noah Jones also just dropped correct me if I'm wrong, because I've been listening to it several times already. It's Taxes, his new
yeah,
track.
yeah,
That I ran into Noah, and I was like, man, this. And it's funny. Some random other kid from CFC told me, hey, do you know Noah Jones? I was like, yeah. He's like, you should check out his single. So it's like, uh, it's just cool that people are like plugging local musicians, especially to other local musicians, because I know Noah Jones. I didn't even realize that he was dropped, that came out. So
yeah,
like, and it's phenomenal. It's like such a phenomenal track. But yeah, no, Elliot, yeah, I was just super like, I'd never been, I felt like I've been in this community for a while, but I just didn't feel like, I have never really felt that embrace or like, from the general scene. But that just meant a lot. And I don't know. I love that kid.
yeah, man. Shout out to Elliot and shout out to Noah Jones too.
Yeah.
And he's a fantastic musician.
Yeah.
And everybody in that group, psychedelics as well. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. He's also in Little Bird too, I think.
yes,
Right.
that is correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So psychedelics. This is like the third or fourth, fifth time where we're basically like come to the JusMusic Podcast.
Yeah, there's a
Um,
good reason for it, they're so like God, they work so well together, and all of them are their own, virtuosos,
yeah.
yeah, and they're also, we can plug their Tiny Desk.